In 2008, a film arrived not with a bang, but with a muffled thud, dismissed by many as a chaotic, bitter satire. Yet, War Inc. wasn't just reacting to the Iraq War, it was diagnosing a sickness in the American soul, one where war becomes a brand and reality is a product to be sold. The film exists in a liminal space between farce and horror, following Brand Hauser, a corporate assassin played with dead-eyed exhaustion by John Cusack. He's employed by the former U.S. Vice President, now CEO of Tamerlane, a private corporation running the occupation of Turkestan. His mission: assassinate a Middle Eastern oil minister at a trade show glorifying post-war reconstruction. The production itself was a kind of guerrilla act. Conceived by Cusack, screenwriter Mark Lehner, and director Joshua Seftel, it was a direct, furious response to the Iraq War and the rise of private military contractors like Blackwater. Funded independently outside the studio system, it allowed for a tone too acidic, too morally queasy for mainstream comfort. This wasn't Wag the Dog for a new generation. It was something darker, a satire that refused to let the audience off the hook with a wink. The film's visual language is crucial to its unsettling effect. Turkestan is a grotesque funhouse mirror of the Green Zone, a sanitized corporate enclave of fast food franchises and trade booths built atop rubble and suffering. The cinematography by Zoran Popovic alternates between the garish, hypersaturated glare of the trade show and the grim, washed-out tones of the war-torn landscape beyond the gates. This isn't a realistic war zone, it's a psychic one, a theme park of imperialism. At its core, War Inc. explores the commodification of conflict. War is not a political failure here, but a business model. Tamerlane doesn't seek victory. It seeks perpetual, manageable conflict, a low-intensity democracy that guarantees endless contracts. The enemy isn't a nation, but a disruption to market stability. Hauser isn't a soldier. He's a stressed-out middle manager dealing with HR issues and performance metrics for murder. This corporate logic infects everything, most pointedly the media. Marisa Tomei's leftist journalist, Natalie Hegalusian, is the film's compromised conscience. She's come to expose the truth, but finds herself seduced by access. Her reporting neutered by the very system she critiques. The film's most terrifying creation is the OSC, the one-stop shopping channel, a 24-hour news network that blends war coverage, shopping, and reality TV into a seamless slurry of distraction. The OSC, hosted by a manic Dan Aykroyd, is the film's masterstroke of prophecy. It doesn't just report on the war, it packages and sells it. It turns a pop star's wedding, that of Yannicka Babia, played by a brilliantly against-type Hilary Duff, into a national security event. In this world, geopolitics and celebrity gossip are given equal weight, both reduced to content designed to numb and consume. Hilary Duff's Yannicka is often misunderstood as mere stunt casting. In truth, her performance is a sharp piece of satire. She's the perfect product of this environment. A manufactured pop commodity singing vapid, militaristic anthems, utterly divorced from the violence that enables her fame. Her planned wedding to the oil minister is the ultimate corporate merger, a literal marriage of entertainment, oil, and military interests. John Cusack's Hauser is a ghost in this machine. He's a man so hollowed out by his work that he can only feel sensation by watching old videos of his ex-wife. His assassination assignments are processed through corporate euphemisms, brand consolidation. His crisis isn't moral, at first, but existential. He's a malfunctioning tool in a system he no longer understands, seeking a connection in a world where everything, including human life, has been assigned a market value. The film's satire operates through a logic of aggressive absurdity. A corporate trainer guides assassins through role-playing scenarios. Joan Cusack's icy PR manager, Marcia Dillon, obsesses over trade show logistics while people die outside. The dialogue is dense with business jargon applied to atrocity. This isn't exaggeration for comedy's sake. It's a reflection of the actual language used to sanitize modern warfare in boardrooms and press briefings. Where War, Inc. becomes truly insightful is in its depiction of manufactured reality. In Tarakas-san, there is no truth to uncover, only competing narratives. Hauser's mission, the journalists expose, Yannika's wedding, all are just different storylines running on the same network. The film argues that in a privatized world, reality itself is a contested brand, and the most powerful corporation is the one that controls the story. The film's climax is appropriately messy and unresolved. It descends into violent chaos, but it's a chaos without catharsis. The system isn't overthrown, it merely stutters. Hauser achieves a personal reckoning, but the OSC keeps broadcasting, Tamerlane keeps operating. The satire offers no easy heroes or solutions, only the grim suggestion that the machine is self-sustaining, feeding on the chaos it creates. Upon its release, War, Inc. was criticized for being too angry, too convoluted, too unfunny as a comedy. Audiences and critics, perhaps weary of Iraq war films, didn't know what to make of its tonal whiplash. It was a film out of time, too late for the initial anti-war movement, too early for the widespread cynicism about media and corporate power that would define the next decade. But time has been its kindest critic. In the years since, the lines between media, entertainment, and state power have blurred further. The concept of infinite war has become normalized. The language of branding and marketing has fully colonized our political discourse. War, Inc. no longer feels like a dystopian exaggeration. It feels like a user manual for a present we now inhabit. The film's power lies in its refusal to offer solace. It is an intimate portrait of alienation in a hyper-connected, commercially saturated hellscape. Its atmosphere is one of profound loneliness. Hauser in his sterile pod, Natalie in her hotel room, Yannika in her gilded cage, all isolated within the very networks that claim to connect them. Ultimately, War, Inc. is less a story about a war than a story about a worldview. It is a map of a psyche where everything, love, death, conflict, news, can be franchised, focus grouped, and sold. It is a bleak, brilliant, and necessary film that dared to look at the grinning face of early 21st century America and see the void behind the smile. In its chaotic, angry, insightful swirl, it diagnosed a disease we're still learning how to name. Thank you for watching until the end. We pour our passion into every single video essay, exploring the stories behind the movies we all love. If you stumbled upon this video by chance, there is a very high probability you might never see our channel again in your feed. So please take a moment to hit that subscribe button, leave a like, and ring the bell. We are actively growing this community of cinema lovers, and your support is what helps us make our content better and more insightful every single day. Let's explore the magic of filmmaking together. See you in the next one,